While I was the president of our faculty association, I was rather struck by how many of the faculty at my college were really not sure of what their association actually did. And who can blame them? Teachers will focus most of their attention toward their classrooms and their students. It doesn't come as a surprise then that, when asked, many teachers don't know what ACIFA does for them either. What does ACIFA do for you?
Perhaps something to do with labor laws? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, good question. I guess put on conferences.
This box represents the Faculty Association. In the box are the teachers, their roles and responsibilities, their welfare, and their professional development. Outside of the box is ACIFA. So what then does ACIFA do for teachers other than putting on conferences?
ACIFA is more than an annual spring conference, but it does not surprise me that many people are not aware of the value ACIFA offers. ACIFA is an association of faculty associations, and so much of our interaction are with these faculty associations rather than with individual faculty members. Nevertheless, ACIFA is driven by the academic concerns which affects all of us, as well as the concerns experienced by individual faculty members as relate to us through their faculty associations. And there are many ways ACIFA has at our disposal to advance these concerns to a level where something can actually be done about them.
If I take to my faculty association an issue I have about something our government wants to do that impacts my students or myself, what can ACIFA do to have the government hear my concerns?
ACIFA is the provincial voice for its members, advocating the importance of quality post-secondary education. It does this by representing faculty interests in province-wide decision-making bodies such as the Government of Alberta, Campus Alberta, pension fund stakeholder boards, and the Alberta Academic Quality Council, whether through face-to-face meetings with the Minister of Advanced Education, or submissions of opinion papers that influence the provincial budget, or campaigns that promote the important role post-secondary education has in Alberta's success. ACIFA lives up to its mission to advance the economic and professional well-being of faculty members.
Living and working in Alberta is one thing, but how are other provinces' faculty associations managing? What does ACIFA do to include our faculty association in a national conversation?
ACIFA is a federated member of COUT, a union that represents more than 70,000 academic and professional staff across Canada. ACIFA members now become part of the countrywide conversation to ensure post-secondary educators have the necessary tools and working conditions to provide quality education, to preserve and advance knowledge, and to serve their communities.
My faculty association is run by teachers, not labor relations experts. What does ACIFA do to ensure any issues I bring forward are being looked at with an informed eye?
We're going into bargaining this year. What can ACIFA do to make sure my college is bargaining in good faith?
Labor relations expertise is the most recognizable function of ACIFA, from which individual faculty members directly benefit. I provide ongoing assistance to member associations by bringing a well-rounded perspective at bargaining tables, lending advice on grievances, and when required, serving as a representative on arbitration boards. This support for labor advice and counseling is valuable to ACIFA's member associations, even those who employ their own labor relations officer, because I can still serve on arbitration boards and provide input on grievances.
If we can't reach an agreement at the table, my college has us over a barrel. They know we can't afford to strike. What if they lock us out anyway? I have bills that still need paying.
ACIFA has a professionally managed defense fund created in response to a change in legislation that expanded the Labor Relations Code to include faculty associations. Each member institution contributes to this fund, which is designed for one purpose only, to provide financial support to individual faculty members by way of their association during a strike or lockout. Establishing such a collective fund benefits each faculty member since they only need to make a small, regular contribution while the economies of scale allow the fund to grow rapidly. Even knowing the fund is there frees the faculty association from bargaining vulnerabilities, providing them with the necessary confidence to negotiate a fair collective agreement.
We have a small faculty at my college. What can ACIFA do to limit huge lawyer fees that usually come with filing a complaint with the Labor Board?
It has happened that an ACIFA member submits a complaint against their employer to the Alberta Labor Relations Board. In these cases, the board calls for intervener submissions, a response from parties which have a stake in the outcome of the board's decision. ACIFA will submit a rationale and argue position on behalf of all member associations. This will often save on legal fees.
I recall completing a climate survey once. Does anyone important read the results? What does ACIFA do to make sure that this investment of my time is worthwhile?
For more than a decade, ACIFA has been conducting annual climate surveys to gauge the atmosphere between faculty and administration at each school. Pointed questions are asked in these surveys around the administration's transparency, commitment to professional development, consultation, communication style, and efficiency of leadership and resource use to support the academic mission. The results of these surveys provide our member organizations with relevant and timely information to use when interacting with administration and the Ministry of Advanced Education. The Ministry is often quite interested in these survey results, as it is the Board of Governors of individual institutions.
By being part of ACIFA, individual faculty members belong to a larger community through which we can support each other, learn from each other, act collaboratively, and in so doing, minimize the vulnerability of everyone. By speaking with one collective voice, ACIFA strengthens the position of faculty members in post-secondary education across Alberta. We are stronger together.